Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and you're on the Stories by Emma channel. Let's dive into some amazing stories. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. The Silent Witness. The city never slept, and neither did Amelia. Tonight, under the neon glow of Manhattan's skyscrapers, she received an anonymous tip that could make or break her career. The email simply read, "Meet me at midnight at Pier 42. Come alone." Curiosity gnawed at her, overshadowing any sense of danger. She grabbed her recorder and headed into the night, unaware of the shadows lurking beyond the streetlights. As she approached the deserted pier, the sound of water lapping against the docks was the only accompaniment to her footsteps. A silhouette emerged from the mist, a figure clad in a dark trench coat and hat, face obscured. "Are you Amelia?" The voice was rough, barely above a whisper. She nodded cautiously. "I have information that will topple the city's most powerful," the stranger continued, handing her a flash drive. Before she could ask any questions, distant sirens pierced the silence, and the figure vanished into the shadows. Back at her cramped apartment, Amelia plugged the flash drive into her laptop. Files upon files of financial records, emails, and confidential documents unfolded before her eyes. All pointed to a massive embezzlement scheme involving the city's most revered philanthropist, Jonathan Steele. Her heart raced as she realized the magnitude of what she had stumbled upon. This wasn't just a news story. It was a ticking time bomb that could reshape the city's power dynamics. The next morning, as she sipped her coffee and contemplated her next move, a black SUV pulled up across the street. Two men in suits surveyed the building, their gaze lingering on her window. Panic surged through her veins. Were they watching her? She quickly packed her essentials and decided to lay low. Amelia knew she couldn't trust anyone, not even her editor, until she figured out who was involved and how deep the corruption ran. Seeking refuge, she reached out to her old college friend, Marcus Levine, a tech-savvy hacker with a knack for uncovering hidden information. Meeting in a crowded cafe, she briefed him on the situation. Marcus agreed to help decrypt the secured files on the drive. "This is dangerous territory," he warned. "These people don't play games." She nodded, determination overshadowing her fear. As they dug deeper, strange occurrences began to plague them. Phones were tapped, emails intercepted, and unmarked cars trailed their every move. One evening, Marcus's apartment was ransacked, his computers destroyed. "They're onto us," he said, his voice trembling. Realizing they needed a safe place, Amelia suggested they hide out at her late grandfather's cabin in upstate New York, a place off the grid and unknown to anyone in the city. At the cabin, they finally caught their breath. Surrounded by dense woods and the tranquility of nature, it was hard to believe the chaos they'd left behind. Marcus set up his equipment, and they resumed their investigation. "Look at this." He pointed to a series of offshore accounts funneling money to unknown entities. Among the names, one stood out: Detective Raymond Mills, the very officer leading the city's anti-corruption task force. Determined to expose the truth, they decided to go public, but needed undeniable proof. Amelia recalled an upcoming charity gala hosted by Jonathan Steele, a perfect opportunity to gather evidence. Disguised as affluent guests, they infiltrated the event. The opulence was blinding, a stark contrast to the city's underprivileged that Steele claimed to support. Sneaking away from the crowd, they accessed Steele's private office, hoping to find something that would solidify their claims. Every second counted as security roamed the halls. In the office, they discovered a hidden safe. Using Marcus's skills, they cracked it open, revealing documents and a ledger detailing every illicit transaction. Suddenly, footsteps echoed outside the door. "Someone's coming," Amelia whispered. They hid behind heavy curtains just as the door swung open. Jonathan Steele entered, speaking in hushed tones over the phone. "They're getting too close. Make sure Amelia and her friend are taken care of," he ordered coldly. Hearts pounding, they waited until he left before making their escape. Exiting the gala proved challenging as security had been alerted to their presence. A tense chase ensued through the lavish hallways and into the bustling streets. Amid the chaos, they split up, agreeing to meet at a predetermined location. Reaching the rendezvous point, an old abandoned subway station, Amelia waited anxiously for Marcus. Minutes felt like hours, but finally he appeared, bruised but smiling. "I got held up, but I'm okay," he assured her. They decided the only way to ensure their safety was to broadcast the information to as many outlets as possible simultaneously. They contacted independent journalists, bloggers, and international media, sending copies of all the evidence. The net was cast wide. Now all they could do was wait. The following morning, headlines exploded worldwide. Philanthropist Jonathan Steele exposed. Corruption at the highest levels. Detective Mills complicit in crime ring. The public outcry was immediate. Authorities had no choice but to act under global scrutiny. Steele and his accomplices were arrested, and an internal investigation was launched within the police department. Amelia and Marcus emerged from hiding, hailed as heroes who brought down a giant. With the weight of the past lifted, they embraced the future, ready to continue their fight for justice. Standing atop a rooftop, gazing over the illuminated skyline, Amelia whispered, "This is just the beginning." Marcus joined her. "And we'll face it together," he replied. In the city that never slept, two silent witnesses had become voices that could no longer be ignored.